science and mathematics were highly developed during the ancient period in India. Ancient Indians contributed immensely to the knowledge in mathematics, as well as various branches of science. In this video, we will learn about the developments in mathematics and the scholars who contributed to it. You will be surprised to know that many theories of modern-day mathematics were actually known to ancient Indians. However, since ancient Indian mathematicians were not as good in documentation and dissemination as their counterparts in the modern Western world, their contributions did not find the place they deserved. Moreover, the Western world ruled over most of the world for a long time, which empowered them to claim superiority in every way, including in the field of knowledge. Let us now take a look at some of these contributions of ancient Indian mathematicians. 1. Bodhan. Bodhan was the first one ever to arrive at several concepts in mathematics, which were later rediscovered by the Western world. The value of pi was first calculated by him. As you know, pi is useful in calculating the area and circumference of a circle. What is known as Pythagoras' theorem today is already found in Bodhan's Sulva Sutra, which was written several years before the age of Pythagoras. 2. Aryabhata. Aryabhata was a 5th century mathematician, astronomer, astrologer, and physicist. He was a pioneer in the field of mathematics. At the age of 23, he wrote Aryabhatiya, which is a summary of mathematics of his time. There are 4 sections in this scholarly work. In the first section he describes the method of denoting big decimal numbers by alphabets. In the second section, we find difficult questions from topics of modern-day mathematics such as number theory, geometry, trigonometry and Bijganita, algebra. The remaining 2 sections are on astronomy. Aryabhata showed that 0 was not a numeral only, but also a symbol and a concept. Discovery of 0 enabled Aryabhata to find out the exact distance between the Earth and the Moon. The discovery of 0 also opened up a new dimension of negative numerals. The aim behind the development of the science of astronomy was the need to have accurate calendars, a better understanding of climate and rainfall patterns for timely sowing and choice of crops, fixing the dates of seasons and festivals, navigation, calculation of time and casting of horoscopes for use in astrology. Knowledge of astronomy, particularly knowledge of the tides and the stars, was of great importance in trade, because of the requirement of crossing the oceans and deserts during night time. Disregarding the popular view that our planet Earth is immovable, Aryabhata stated his theory that Earth is round and rotates on its own axis. He also gave a scientific explanation for solar and lunar eclipse, clarifying that the eclipse were not because of Rahu and or Ketu or some other Rakshasa, demon. 3. Brahm Gupta. In 7th century, Brahm Gupta took mathematics to heights far beyond others. In his methods of multiplication, he used place value in almost the same way as it is used today. He introduced negative numbers and operations on 0 into mathematics. He wrote Brahm's Sputa Siddhantika, through which the Arabs came to know our mathematical system. 4. Bhaskarakarya. Bhaskarakarya was the leading light of 12th century. He was born at Bijapur, Karnataka. He is famous for his book Siddhanta Shromani. It is divided into 4 sections: Lilavati, arithmetic, Bijaganit, algebra, Galadhaya, sphere, and Grahaganit, mathematics of planets. Bhaskara introduced Chakrawat method, or the cyclic method, to solve algebraic equations. This method was rediscovered 6 centuries later by European mathematicians, who called it inverse cycle. In the 19th century, an Englishman, James Taylor, translated Lilavati, and made this great work known to the world. 5. Mahavarikaria. There is an elaborate description of mathematics in Jain literature, 500b.c-100b.c. Jain gurus knew how to solve quadratic equations. They have also described fractions, algebraic equations, series, set theory, logarithms, and exponents in a very interesting manner. Jain guru Mahavarikaria wrote Ganit Sara Sangraha in 850 AD, which is the first textbook on arithmetic in present-day form. The current method of solving least common multiple, LCM, of given numbers was also described by him. Thus, long before John Napier introduced it to the world, it was already known to Indians. 6. Kanad. Kanad was a 6th century scientist of Vaisheshika school, one of the 6 systems of Indian philosophy. His original name was Alokya. He got the name Kanad because even as a child, he was interested in very minute particles called kana. His atomic theory can be a match to any modern atomic theory. According to Kanad, material universe is made up of kanas, anu/atom, which cannot be seen through any human organ. These cannot be further subdivided. Thus, they are indivisible and indestructible. This is, of course, as you may be knowing, what the modern atomic theory also says. 7. Varahamihara. Varahamihara was another well-known scientist of the ancient period in India. He lived in the Gupta period. Varahamihara made great contributions in the fields of hydrology, geology, and ecology. He was one of the first scientists to claim that termites in plants could be the indicators of the presence of underground water. He gave a list of 6 animals and 30 plants, which could indicate the presence of water. Another theory, which has attracted the world of science, is the earthquake cloud theory given by Varahamihara in his Brat Samhita. He has tried to relate earthquakes to the influence of planets, undersea activities, underground water, unusual cloud formation and abnormal behavior of animals. 8. Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna was a 10th century scientist. The main aim of his experiments was to transform base elements into gold, like the alchemists in the Western world. Even though he was not successful in his goal, he succeeded in making an element with gold-like shine. Till date, this technology is used in making imitation jewelry. In his treatise Rasaratnakara, he has discussed methods for the extraction of metals like gold, silver, tin and copper. 9. Susruta. Susruta was a pioneer in the field of surgery. He considered surgery as the highest division of the healing arts, and least liable to fallacy. In Susruta Samhita, over 1,100 diseases are mentioned including fevers of 26 kinds, jaundice of 8 kinds and urinary complaints of 20 kinds. Over 760 plants are described. The method of selecting and preserving a dead body for the purpose of its detailed study has also been described. Susruta's greatest contribution was in the fields of rhinoplasty, plastic surgery, and ophthalmic surgery, removal of cataracts. In Susruta Samhita, there is a very accurate step-by-step description of these operations. Surprisingly, the steps followed by Susruta are strikingly similar to those followed by modern surgeons while doing plastic surgery. Susruta Samhita also gives a description of 101 instruments used in surgery. Some serious operations performed included taking fetus out of the womb, repairing the damaged rectum, removing stone from the bladder, etc. 10. Charuk is considered the father of ancient Indian science of medicine. He was the Raj Vaidya, royal doctor, in the court of Kanishk. His Charuk Samhita is a remarkable book on medicine. It has the description of a large number of diseases, and gives methods of identifying their causes, as well as the method of their treatment. He was the first to talk about digestion, metabolism and immunity as important for health, and so medical science. In Charuk Samhita, more stress has been laid on removing the cause of disease rather than simply treating the illness. Charuk also knew the fundamentals of genetics. Don't you find it fascinating that thousands of years back, medical science was at such an advanced stage in India?
Hi, I hope you're enjoying the videos. I'm not going to beg or persist or force you to subscribe or like the channel. But if you feel the content is worth it, then reward it as such. Thank you so much and have a great day.